So I've made a lot of grip strength videos lately, and kind of wanted to make one on a general strength philosophy. So I read a lot of YouTube comments. They're like, "Oh, I can't progress. I do this routine, I do that routine, I do these sets, I do that sets." Or sorry, that number that didn't make any sense. That number of sets, these reps, this person. I mean, all this just all about the numbers and all that. And I feel like, and they say, I don't progress or whatever. And there's something that maybe I can shed some light to that maybe I take for granted because it's so natural for me after doing weightlifting and having a coach and being taught properly how to lift and how to focus is people who are very good at captains of crush grippers, clean and jerk, snatch, Dmitry Klokov, Ilya Ilyin, Brian Shaw, your best power lifters. I mean, they have one thing in common. They're genetic freaks. A lot of them are. But more than that, they know how to mentally get right before they approach their maximum sets. So a lot of people I've trained, it's like they can't flip the switch. They can't commit to the lift. And a lot of guys who are very competitive, it kind of comes naturally to them. People who are not so competitive, it's difficult to help them understand that they have to get aggressive. They have to almost bring out that animalistic instinct side of themselves that society kind of suppresses. And so here's a story of a guy who was like, I just can't get aggressive. And I was like, yeah, because I was like, you're just not that personality. I said, who is I was like, do you know, how well do you know your mother? And he says, oh yeah, I know mother very well. And I was like, so y'all are close? He's like, yeah. So I say to him, so you're not the biggest guy. I was like, we can just be honest. I was like, but if someone put their hands on your mother's throat, you wouldn't be thinking about how big they are. You wouldn't be thinking about, if you could beat them up or not. The only thought you would have would be eliminate the threat. That's it. I mean, it's that kind of hyper-focus, that kind of, that kind of channeled aggression to where it's you have to complete the task. It has to be done perfectly, and it's maximum effort. And so a lot of people, they just don't, people think, oh yeah, I can't squeeze this gripper closed. Well, if you're just sitting there thinking, I gotta squeeze it hard, there's a whole mental process that has to go through, whether you're squatting, whether you're setting your gripper and about to try and close it, whether you're doing a clean and jerk and a snatch. You don't just walk up and say, I gotta pull this hard. That's not how it works. There's a mental process. And so my advice to you, and something why I said it's a little extreme, lift your weights and do your grip work like someone else's life depends on it. Because you never know. One day it might.